The Hobo Journals, 1932, Episode 8.
We got up at 10 and caught a ride into the center. We bummed the cafe there. Had a split wood, but got a good breakfast. We found another strawberry patch and gorged ourselves again. We walked a short ways to the Lewis River and went swimming. We got in Woodland about 6 p.m. I bummed a supper from a bachelor. Had bacon, eggs, potatoes, coffee, and bread. Mac and I stayed there at the house until after midnight. We bummed a cafe for coffee and donuts. We sat around till 2 a.m. waiting for the marshal. Friday, July 1st. Found the marshal and he took us to some tourist cabins and let us have one. We slept there until 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then we got up and raided a cherry tree. We got a ride into Cam. Then I chopped some wood at a house, and they gave us 6 sandwiches, 2 pieces of cake, and 2.5 quarts of milk. We got a short ride then, about 9:30. We found a good hay mow, so we buried ourselves in the hay and went to sleep. Saturday, July 2nd. We got up 6 a.m. and got a ride into Longview, Washington. We bummed some breakfast. About 1 p.m. we went over to the park to see the rodeo. We got over the fence easy. The rodeo was real good. They had high climbing contests, log rolling, and tree sawing, also a canoe sham battle. We went over to the hospital at 6 o'clock and got a complete supper. We went back to town and promoted a little money. Then at 9 p.m., we went back to the rodeo and saw a couple boxing matches. We stayed there until 12 a.m. Sunday, July 3rd. We started to walk over to Kelso, but found an empty trailer with a canvas over the back, so we got in and went to sleep. We slept till 10 a.m., then walked over to Kelso. We bummed some baked goods and sandwiches, then went up to some fellow's room and we cooked up some eggs and had some milk and bread. We went back over to Longview about noon and had lunch then, stayed around town for a few hours before going to the rodeo. It was a cold day and it had been raining half of the time. We stayed at the rodeo a couple hours, but there wasn't much going on account of the weather. We got a good supper at the Monticello Hotel, the best hotel in town. We stayed around the main drag until dark, then we went down to the trailer to sleep there again tonight. Monday, July 4th. We got up about 10 a.m. We bummed a bakery and a cafe and got a lunch about 1 p.m. We went over to the rodeo. They had the same sports as Saturday, only these were finals. There was a carnival there, and we took everything in. They had one boxing and 3 wrestling matches at night, and these were followed by fireworks. After they were over, we went down to the carnival and saw more wrestling. We left 12:30 a.m. and went downtown. Tuesday, July 5th. We bumped a cafe at 1 a.m. We had to peel some spuds, but we got a good meal. We went down to our trailer and slept until 8:30. We walked to the outskirts and hitchhiked to Portland. We got there at noon. We had a lunch then, went down to the post office, and I got 3 letters. We went over to the playground and I wrote a couple of letters. We walked a mile out 6th Street and got a ride into Oregon City. We got there 3 o'clock, so we went down to the boxcar and slept until 9. Then went down to the town for a while. We slept in the boxcar at night. Wednesday, July 6th. We got up at 8 a.m. and caught a passenger at 8:30. We got in Salem at 10 a.m. We worked in a bakery for a while and got some eats. We walked around the town a while, then found a good place to go to sleep. We got up at 5 p.m. and then went down to the city hall and got a supper. We went down to the park by the Capitol a while and then went back to the city hall and stayed for the night on army cots. Thursday, July 7th. We had breakfast at 9 a.m. at the city hall. Then 10 o'clock we blinded the passenger train out. We got in Roseberry, Oregon about 2:30 p.m. And that's all that was in the journal. a little bit of excitement, whole lot of interest, scenery, and just a lot of good stuff, giving you a framework of what it was like in 1932. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it.